As much as we all like to rip on men, this is time to take some accountability.
If you help a man when he's down, he will shit on you when he's up.
Huh?
Never date a man, never help a man when he's at his lowest. Instead of feeling gratitude, he will feel resentment towards you. First of all, a broke man is a mean man who is in survival mode. Their burdens become your burdens. And if you're a nice, generous, empathetic person, they will feed off your energy, but they will view you as weak and gullible. Your big heart looks like a sweet lick to them. And as a giver, you have to know your limits because takers have no limits. The day that man finally gets on his feet and gets his ducks in a row, he will not hesitate to dog you out, dump you, and get with a female that he does not have to build with. Listen to Auntie. I'm speaking from experience. These men will destiny swap with you. When I met my ex-husband, I was 22 years old with my own apartment, my own car. I had 2 dogs. I was making my own money, doing everything on my own. I moved out of my mom's house when I was 18, fresh out of high school, and I have never, ever been back. When I met my ex-husband, he was 21, living at his mom's house, fresh out of jail, catching the bus to his job at Burger King. And I know you're probably thinking, well, why did you get with him? Love bombing. That's another story for another day. 9 years later, when we got divorced, he terminated our lease, making me and his kids homeless, gave me a car that was in his name, purposely took it back, so me and his kids had to take the bus, turn the car in, so his new wife could ride in a brand new car. All while he drives a BMW and gives me less than $100 a month for 2 kids because he has to pay his rent. Like, I don't gotta pay rent. Child, he couldn't wait to humble me and try to ruin my life. Because the moment he met me, he was jealous of me and just used me to elevate his life. While I'm thinking we're happily married, starting a family, during the divorce, he told me he couldn't wait to make me a single mother. He gave me kids just to slow me down. We listen and we do not judge, because I am not the first woman nor the last woman that saw a man's potential and decided to build a life with him and ended up getting screwed in the end. Probably one of the biggest life lessons I've had, and if I can teach even one woman the game, I will feel justified about my journey. Don't fill out no application for that man. He would never fill out an application for you. Don't let that man drive your car. Make him walk. Don't put shit in your name for that man. No car, no apartment, no TV from Rent-A-Center. Don't let no man move into your spot, especially if you got kids. Don't lend that man no money and do not help him out with none of his bills. If he goes to jail, let him rot in there. Don't put no money on no books. Don't bring your pretty ass up to the jailhouse for no visitation and no jail calls. Stop cooking for your situationship. Broke men don't deserve no pussy. And the number 1 rule, don't get pregnant. If you help a man when he's down.
Wow. Never help a man when he's down and out. That sounds heartless to me. Imagine being so cold to people because how much money they have. Is it fine never to help a broke chick? Or does this only apply to men? The way a lot of these modern women think, it's so transactional. It's like they're trying to say how much their love costs without sounding like a sex worker. She had one bad relationship with a man that was fresh out of jail, and now she's trying to extrapolate that to all men that are down and out. It's a lazy way of thinking. Life has its ups and downs, and you hope that the people that love you will be there for you when you need them the most. Just because you're broke doesn't make you a mean man. All right, let's take a look at the comment section. My man was broke as fuck when we were dating 27 years ago. He would walk just to see me. He will eat noodles to save just so he can buy me things like a drugstore lipstick. He dreamed big and never asked me for anything, but I eventually helped him because I love him. After many years has passed, he was successful, never left me, bought me things that I don't even need just because it's cute, and he thinks I like it. This kind of men are gems and rare. I'm just lucky to find one. Not all broke men are useless. Exactly. She picked a man fresh out of jail, and she said that he love bombed her. But it's just more of the fact she was young and didn't see the signs. So ultimately, she didn't take accountability for her choices. Not all broke men are mean or useless. You just happen to fall into the trap of one. Not every broke man is a felon coming out of jail, okay? On to the next.
I am 32 and single, and without fail, anytime I do any kind of Q&A or ask me anything, I get the same top two questions. Do I want to get married? And do I want to have children? And so I thought it might be worthwhile to bring that conversation here. The short answer is yes. I do want to get married and I do want to have kids. The long answer is yes, but not at any cost. See, the thing is, I was always the girl. I thought that I was going to get married and have kids super young. In my 20s, I was always in relationships, and I can't tell you how many times I was a nanny or a babysitter or a dance teacher, really anything that involved children. But at the same time, the guys that I chose in my 20s, they were not husband material, let's put it that way. I also grew up with a mother, an amazing mother, who was unfortunately taught that her sole value in life was to be a wife and a mom. And let me just be really clear. If you derive the most amount of value in your life from being a wife and a mom, I am not knocking that. I just grew up watching a woman who is beautiful and smart and capable and creative, and who I suspect would have been much happier if her whole world was not just being a mom.
You serious?
And so all of these things that I saw and or experienced really impacted me. And so when I say yes, but not at any cost, it is because I feel like I've looked around at my life and the lives of the women close to me. And I started to figure out what that cost is. And as far as I can tell, the cost is a woman's whole life. I'm really not even trying to be dramatic. To join your life with a man, which is what I would do since I'm unfortunately straight, to join your life with a man and bring a child into the world, it puts your health and your happiness and your fulfillment in a vulnerable position. And so if I'm going to do that, if I'm going to risk my health and my happiness, I am going to do it with the Rolls Royce of partners. If I were to get pregnant while single, that's just a whole other conversation. I think that single moms are legitimately superheroes. But if I am teaming up with a man, first of all, I always think if my child were to turn out like that man, no changes, no edits, would I be proud? Then I have to think about communication. What are his conflict resolution skills? Assessing a man's character is also a really big thing for me. Things like loyalty or sexual discipline, being a man of your word. Do you respect me? And women in general. And I mean when I'm in the room, when I'm not in the room, and when there are no women in that room at all. Because I find that most men are actually boys when they think no one is watching. And then here's the real kicker, and this one's tough. Why do you want to have kids? Because if your answer is to create a little mini-me or carry on the family name and legacy. Ding, 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 ding. That's a bell. My child will be taught that they can be whoever they want to be. As long as they are kind and honest and do good unto others, that's pretty much it. And I'm not going to have their father instill guilt in them because they didn't become who he wanted them to be. Now, if you're someone that's asking these questions or even wondering about them, chances are it's coming from one of three places. Place number one, you're genuinely curious. Place number two, you are my age or younger. You're probably looking around, comparing your timeline to others, feeling a little bit of that am I behind anxiety and wondering if I feel the same way. Or you could be older than me, looking at me thinking, I wonder what her values are, or I wonder how her life feels compared to mine. I don't really know. That one's a little bit hard to say. Whatever the case, I feel like it's ridiculous to pretend that there isn't still social currency in the engagement and the wedding and the babies, because there just is. And not from everyone, but there is definitely still that element of pity when I speak about being single to people who are not single. I just want to say that it's okay if sometimes that makes you feel sad. I am truly happy being single. That doesn't mean that there aren't days where I'm crying and I'm sad and I'm lonely. I would rather deal with the consequence-free days of sadness than pay the very high cost of being a wife and a mom without it being on my own terms and up to my standards. I am 32 and single.
Man, oh man, oh man. Another one of these girls that sound exactly the same. The modern woman studies from the same playbook, same garbage, over and over again. She doesn't know it, but she's screwing herself over in the long term. She assumes she's going to be young, beautiful, and healthy her whole life. But what happens when your looks fade and attention evaporates? Will you still be okay with no legacy built? You talk about your mom's life fulfillment, but what greater accomplishment could she achieve than you? Are you trying to say she shouldn't have had you in the pursuit of a better desk job? Modern women have lost all the essence of being a woman. They reject it. They'd rather be work slaves, loyal to companies that would never love them like how your own family could. Let's take a look at the comment section. I'm 26 and the market is trash. Yep, it is. It's only going to get worse. No, my question is, what's your skincare routine? It's just more makeup, man. I like your mindset. Well, you're going to have nothing at the end. That's for sure. You're right. I couldn't agree more with what you said. But the sad truth is, what is it that you want the most? A husband that's up to standards, considering time, or children that are yours? Hey, she said she wants both. She wants a husband with the kids. But she's 32. I think she hates men. She's moving with no urgency and no purpose. Will she reach her goals? I don't think so, because it's not going to fall in your lap. On to the next.
I'm 32 and I've never had a boyfriend, and I can say this as of yesterday officially because it was my birthday. Common question I get when I mention never having a boyfriend is why. I'm going to lay out a certain scenario that literally explains why being a single person in today's society has become beyond difficult and has us all losing hope every single day. So I'm standing at the bar with my two friends and I'm trying to take a selfie of us in 0.5 literally on my iPhone. This guy sees us taking the selfie and he's like, oh, like, do you want me to just take your picture? Yeah, sure. So he takes our picture and then like he's there with a bachelor party. So he gives the phone to his friend and they're like, can you take our picture? So I'm like taking their picture. And then the guy starts talking to us and he's like, well, why are you guys here? And I was like, oh, we're just doing like little girls trip. My birthday's tomorrow. And he's like, okay, we need shots. And we're like, okay, yeah, we'll do a shot. He asks what we want. We tell him. He's like, I'm going to run to the bar really quick. And, you know, it's a busy bar. He's like, I'll probably be back in like 30 minutes. We were already like standing in that spot and it was like a good spot. And we're like, yeah, like we'll be here. We're not moving. Eventually we look up, we see he gets a beer for himself. He chugs it. He walks out the back door and just drops the beer in the trash can. This just speaks to my point as to why being single can be so difficult right now. Like guys will literally say things and they do not have any intention behind their word. I turned 32. Okay. I have been going to bars pretty consistently since the day I turned 21. We're looking at over a decade and never in my life have I had a guy offer to buy me a drink, walk up to the bar, and then just disappear. I didn't approach the guy. We didn't approach the guy. We didn't ask the guy to buy us shots. The guy asked why we were there. I said my birthday. I don't expect you to do anything. I didn't even need you to take our picture. Like, I love a good 0.5 selfie. On top of it, like after you tell a girl on her birthday you're gonna get her a drink, you walk away. Like it wasn't even a regular day. Like you did that on my birthday. Why am I single? Because apparently I missed the jump in 2018 when I should have found someone and settled down. Now I'm in this new generation of dating and it's testing me. I'm 32 and I've never had a boyfriend and I can.
Okay, so she's 32, never had a boyfriend, frequents the bar scene since she was 21, tells a story about a dude at the bar, and comes to the conclusion this is why she's never had a boyfriend at the age of 32. The reason why you never had a boyfriend at the big age of 32 is because you're not a serious person. Why are you at the bar looking for men? What type of men do you think will be there? Husband or situationships? Party girls have this forever 21 mentality that blinds them from reality. If you're 30 years old, you shouldn't be in the bars or clubs every weekend anymore. At that age, you should be fully into your life already. The clock is ticking. Let's take a look at the comment section. Look up the word quirky alone. This is why I'm single. No, it's most likely because you're annoying. Look at your skin. We can tell no man has been stressing you out. That's probably just makeup. You be minding your business and then bam, here comes a man lying for absolutely no reason. Well, in his defense, he was chugging a beer, so he probably just forgot. You know, there's a lot going on. He's at a bachelor party and he forgot what he promised her. I don't think he's a bad guy. It's just he had a lot going on that day, so can't blame him. On to the next.
Manifest my own destiny. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, the perfect recipe. May they remember me, my words will live on. I'm guided by an energy, a flame, hold it close to you. Check out my melodies. Is it the media that's been leading you? I'll show you a thing. Misdirection, what's the message? They don't want you to win.
As much as we all like to rip on men, this is time to take some accountability.